Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm continuing my Rated Battle Special VGC 14 ladder series, where I climb the online ladder and provide live commentary as I go. Today I'm using a pretty different team: Kangaskhan, Rotom Wash, Aerodactyl, Talonflame, Tyranitar, and... Ooh, it seems like I've missed the last one. Ferrothorn, excuse me. Opponent's team is going to be Salamence, Talonflame, Aegis Shield, I've been calling it wrong this entire time, Aegis Slash, excuse me, Gyarados, Manectric, and Garchomp. Pretty interesting team. This entire time I've been using Mega Manectric, and this is one of the battles where I'd go, oh man, I wish I brought it because it hits 5 of my 6 opponents' team for super effective. Rotom Wash is going to be very good in this matchup though. It's going to be the one I pick instantly. I think Aerodactyl is going to be useful here for Tailwind support too. Kind of want Kangaskhan just because it is the Mega Pokemon. But I think Tyranitar under Tailwind is going to be a total boss. Ferrothorn I don't really want to bring in because he has 3 Pokemon that potentially carry Fire type attacks, so I think it's gonna have to step out. I think it's gonna have to step out of this one, and I'm deciding between Kangaskhan and Talonflame for the last one. But I think Kangaskhan is just overall bulkier, so I'm gonna go with that one. Aerodactyl and Rotom is a pretty safe lead. It's one of my favorite leads in VGC 14. Aerodactyl obviously is a Pokemon I've pretty much been using on all my teams. Now I haven't really been focusing on building specific teams for VGC yet. Of course, April Regionals is in a month or so, but right now I'm just kind of throwing random Pokemon together and going online with it. So my opponent's going to lead with Salamence and Manectric, as I'm going to lead with Rotom and Aerodactyl. Obviously, Rotom is really nice in this matchup. That Salamence most likely choiced, but Unnerv's going to go in before Intimidate. But I've had the case where the Salamence showed to be choiced even after that, so don't want to assume anything right away. Obviously, I want to Tailwind with Aerodactyl in the first turn while the Manectric hasn't Mega Evolved yet. So I'm going to Hydro Pump the Manectric and Tailwind right away. Salamence is not a very big threat right now. And Manectric going to Mega Evolve here. It's kind of tempting to Thunderbolt the Salamence, but didn't want to take any unneeded risks. Obviously, getting the Intimidate off onto both Pokemon. Not going to matter until it Rotom. Aerodactyl, probably not going to matter. I don't expect it to survive past this turn. But the Draco Meteor is actually going to go into Rotom Wash. Okay. Salamence revealing that it is Choice Scarfed. So it's going to take this like a boss. It doesn't even bring it down to its Citrus Berry. Aerodactyl is going to get this Tailwind up. I suspect the Manectric targeted my Rotom Wash with a Thunderbolt. Yep. Let's see if that's enough to KO. Rotom is a total boss. Hangs on with 27 HP, takes it like a boss, and heals it back up. I'm going to get a Hydro Pump onto the Manectric, and it's going to connect, so very nice first turn for me there as I get Tailwind up and a free Hydro Pump off. Now that I know that Salamence is Choice Scarfed, it's definitely going to want to switch out, I think, after going to -2. So I'm going to Will-O-Wisp that, predicting a Physical Sweeper to switch in, and I think I'm just going to Rock Slide here. My Aerodactyl is at -2 though. But my opponent's making a nice job trying to get rid of the Rotom right away. Rotom obviously the biggest asset for me and the best member of my team to help win in this matchup. And Salamence, as I predicted, is going to switch out there. Pretty obvious prediction. Let's see what's going to come in. Looks like Garchomp's going to come in, so I'm hopefully this Will-O-Wisp is going to connect. My opponent actually pulling a double switch out, and it looks like the last one is Aegis Shield. Oh, Gyarados, excuse me. They both start with the same character. So triple Intimidate on my opponent's team. That's hilarious. Aerodactyl's going to get this Rock Slide off. Going to miss the Garchomp. I guess unfortunate if it has any potential Focus Sash, but it's going to hit Aerodactyl. And with the critical hit, look how much that does. Very fortunate there. Rotom, I am going to nail this predict as Garchomp comes in. Let's see if it's Lumburied or not. And it's not Lumburied, so that turn playing out also perfectly for me pretty much. Here I'm going to be able to Thunderbolt the Gyarados and just switch out my Aerodactyl. Let's see, I know my opponent's last 2 Pokemon are Scarf Salamence and Mega Manectric. Kangaskhan does a nice job, Tyranitar does a very nice job actually winning me this game pretty much right now. I think I'm just going to Hydro Pump and Ice Fang the Garchomp. Though that was actually not a very good play because I don't think I'll be able to... Let's see. I'll judge my play after this turn. Yeah, the reason why I didn't like that play is not only do I not pick up a free KO on Gyarados, I don't think I'm going to be able to KO the Garchomp with a Hydro Pump because I am running a rather bulky Rotom, but I'm going to avoid the Rock Slide too, so I'm getting very fortunate right now in terms of just overall luck in this game. He's going to get an Aqua Tail into Aerodactyl, and that's going to knock me out, so good play there to come back. And obviously the best play there was just to Thunderbolt the Aerodactyl and go for Ice Fang onto the Garchomp. Garchomp revealing the leftovers. Interesting. I actually did an analysis of Garchomp earlier tonight. So I didn't make the best play there, but I'm still in a very favorable position. Here I'm going to bring in a Kangaskhan. Kangaskhan's going to be awesome in this because it's going to be able to get to +2 attack with, or +1 at least with Power Up Punch. And I'm going to just go for a Hydro Pump onto the Garchomp and Mega Evolve and Power Up Punch the Gyarados. I'd expect Gyarados to switch out this turn, as it does, and let's see what comes in. Looks like Manectric's coming back in. So that's very nice, because I actually get a +2 attack now from Power Up Punch instead of +1. Of course, with Intimidate, I'm only going to end up with a positive of 1 this turn, but that's still fine, and because Manectric is really, really frail, Power Up Punch will do a nice amount, and you see my nice shiny Kangaskhan evolving here. I am running a Jolly Nature instead of an Adamant one. Not a fan of Jolly, but I wanted to use a shiny Kangaskhan for tonight, so that's what I ended up bringing. Power Up Punch is going to go off onto Manectric. Going to bring me to +1 after that Intimidate. Rotom going to get its Hydro Pump, and fortunately connecting with it, so I'm getting really fortunate in terms of hitting all my attacks and him missing a Rock Slide. Though that actually didn't end up mattering because the Aqua Tail KO'd me. Tailwind's going to end here, so that's good for my opponent. You're going to expect Salamence to come back in here. If Gyarados comes in, I think I'm just going to straight up win because I have so much offense on my side. As I predicted, Salamence is going to come back in. And now, it's all down to... I mean, at this point, Tyranitar actually can just clean up the game, but I can't afford, switching it in mindlessly. My opponent's most likely going to want to Draco Meteor the Kangaskhan. So I can Sucker Punch the Manectric, but my opponent might just predict that and switch into the Gyarados. So I'm going to Thunderbolt the Salamence, and I'm going to double target the Salamence, actually. Sucker Punch and Thunderbolt. And as you see here, Manectric is going to switch out into Gyarados. So I called that correctly, but I didn't actually make the right play, because since I know Kangaskhan can survive a Draco Meteor, I actually should have just Thunderbolted and returned the Salamence. So kind of careless of me to not see that coming. But Sucker Punch is still going to do a very nice amount, even at -1. Draco Meteor is going to come off. Let's see who Draco Meteor targets. Going to target the Rotom Wash, actually. Yeah, so I definitely should have went for a return there. But at the end, I'm still going to be pleased with this turn, and it's actually going to basically ensure that I win the game. And the reason behind this is, while it's still a 2-3 battle, I am going to be able to safely switch in Tyranitar now. And what Tyranitar does is it's going to set up the stand, with the Salamence at -2, Salamence is definitely going to want to switch out at this turn. So I can actually, regardless of what happens, I'm just going to be able to Ice Beam to KO. I'm going to Dark Pulse, actually, to make sure I KO the switch in that's coming in. And the only thing my opponent can do that can really throw me off is switching the Gyarados into Manectric and staying in with that Salamence. Which is actually not a bad play, I guess. I don't know. If the Salamence switches out at this point, I think I'm just going to win. But I'm going to play it safe. Yeah, I'm going to play it safe, and I'm going to Ice Beam the... Yeah, I'm going to actually Rock Slide here, because I am Life Orb, so it should be enough with the Sand. I'm going to Sucker Punch the Gyarados. But my opponent's just going to switch out the Salamence there, and bring the Mega Manectric again. Getting the Intimidate off on both of my physical attack... Or one of my physical attackers, Kangaskhan and Tyranitar, which does have Rock Slide. Kangaskhan, however, is just going to Sucker Punch the Gyarados, and Gyarados is going to faint there. And I think the reason why I was pretty confident that I had this game won at this point, because I just have so much momentum on my side, and I can really, my opponent has to basically make perfect plays and read me pretty much every turn. And I think there was pretty much nothing my opponent could have done there. As you see, Rock Slide KOs that Manectric. Maybe if my opponent switched out the Gyarados to Manectric, and I missed the Rock Slide and Draco crits the Kangaskhan, but at this point, I just have two relatively bulky Pokemon that handles my opponent's team pretty well, and the Salamence is going to come back in here, but I could just Ice Beam and Ice Beam in return, and that should basically net me the win. Tyranitar, a very nice special wall. I actually did an analysis, you've probably seen it already, of it in VGC 2014, but it's a total tank. I love it. It's just a lot of fun to use. Ice Beam, every time it picks up a knockout, it's just like, oh man, that's so awesome. Intimidate gonna come off again. So, interesting team with triple Intimidate. Kind of made me wish I had Bisharp on this team still, but that's no matter, as I'm gonna Ice Beam and return this Salamence, and that should basically win me the game. My opponent really stuck Draco Meteor, I guess, the Kangaskhan. That was a pretty intense game, but my opponent's gonna just forfeit there, so I'm gonna take a 2-1 win. That was a lot of fun. I think I got lucky, obviously. I mean, nailing the guard chomp switch in and getting the Will-O-Wisp off there was really big, and Rock Slide was, I think, the correct call, and it ended up turning even better for me as I crit through -3 at that point, hitting Gyarados for a ton of damage. Though it wouldn't have mattered, I guess, as much because I would have went for a Thunderbolt the following turn. But that's it for today's battle, guys. Let me know what you guys thought. 300 likes, and I'll bring you another battle tomorrow. If not, just whenever. I am getting a bit busier now, so I'll have more incentive if you guys show me that you're more interested in the series. Anyway, thanks for watching today, guys, and I'll see you next time. Peace.